Okay, so in today's session, we are going to talk about the ASIC design flow. Particularly, this session highlights towards the types of ASIC and ASIC design flow. We have already discussed ASIC design flow many times in our previous lectures, what you can say subject, but as a revision, and and second point is how the design flow or which part of the design flow we are going to learn in this particular subject. For that, we are going to discuss the ASIC design flow. So looking to the next point, the diagram represent what the diagram is representing. The diagram is representing ASIC, full custom, semi-custom, programmable IC FPGA, gate array, cell based, channel, channel-less, standard cell and micro cell. Now my question is, have we discussed these types before? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. When we learn CLD subject, in that we have discussed all this stuff in short. But still, we are going to discuss each one in detail in today's session. And what the theory content are representing on slide? The theory content on the slide is representing syllabus of your unit number 1. So unit number 1 include type of ASIC, abstraction level, ASIC design flow, area for the design, speed requirement, power requirement, design constraint, synchronous design consideration, timing parameters, metastability, clock skew, slack, jitter, clock latency, and on-chip variation. If you could remember, then in our CMOS, we have already covered few part of this timing parameter in short way. Only the definition we have covered. In this subject, we are going to cover these all in somewhat detail because we have to work with static timing analysis in detail in this subject. If you refer syllabus of the subject, one complete unit is dedicated for the STA, that is static timing analysis, and for that all these parameters are very much important. So we are going to focus one by one. So first of all, try to understand the picture which is in front of you, that is the type of ASIC. If it is possible, please have a few short points about it so that you will understand what we are going to talk next. So we will talk one by one. Full custom ASIC. Now what this diagram is representing, have you done all this step before? Now see, as you have already studied two subject in previous semester, now you should able to link what I am teaching you with the practical which we have performed. So where you have completed this flow, tell me. The diagram is representing something. So where you have completed it? In the microwind. Whenever we have completed the microwind practical, at that time we have completed that. So what the diagram is representing? Diagram is representing there is a schematic of inverter. This is the stick diagram of inverter and layout of inverter which is generated in the microwind. As I told you that this semester we are going to work on the mental graphics tool, okay, which is quite higher version of the microwind we can say. Fine. So now why we are relating all this stuff with full custom IC or full custom ASIC? It is when you want to develop when industry want to develop any full custom IC or ASIC, at that time industry or our designer is going to start to the scratch. To understand this, I have incorporated all this diagram and the flow in this presentation. Okay, so when we are talking about types of ASIC, which is the first type of ASIC? Full custom ASIC. So when you want to develop any full custom ASIC, from where you are going to start? You are going to start from the scratch, from the schematic, and you will reach up to the layout. Now it doesn't matter that whether you will go through the stick diagram and layout or you will go to the Verilog code and layout. It is a different story. But the main point remains same, that in the full custom IC, what we are going to do? We are going to start from the schematic. So no ready platform will be used in the full custom IC. Everything will be from the scratch. Everything from the design specification. Everything from the designer and the requirement things. Okay. So this is full custom IC. Now you can relate it. These are the few advantages and disadvantages of the full custom IC. Before proceeding to the advantages and disadvantages of the IC, Full custom ASICs are needed only when there is no suiting libraries or existing libraries enough to provide for your design. For example, if you want to, as I told you that if you want to develop any one circuit, suppose this is the logic which you want to develop, and this logic includes block X, block Y and block Z. So what will happen? If block X, Y, Z is available to you, what you will do being an engineer? You will integrate X, Y, Z and you will form one complete system. But if X is not available, Y is also not available and Z is also not available in the market, then what you will do? You will develop your X by your own. You will develop block Y by your own. You will try to develop block Z by your own. So that is the need of full custom IC. Otherwise, maximum things are available, right? Many IPs are available, many ready-made blocks are available, many standard cells are available. But still, why we need full custom IC? This is the main reason we need full custom IC. Whichever is not available, if you want to generate it at that time, you will start from the scratch, and that scratch flow is the full custom IC, right? So after this, we are going to talk about the advantages of this full custom IC and few disadvantages of it or few cons of it. So what are the advantages? Manufacturing is cheapest since have smaller area, but about this manufacturing is cheapest is very tricky sentence, so we will discuss afterward about it. And offer the highest speed. So how it can offer the highest speed? Because you have flexibly designed the system as per your requirement. About the manufacturing cost we will discuss afterward. The next is the disadvantages can be increased complexity, increased design time. So what do I mean by design time? Design time is the time required to reach your design up to the end. So for example, if you want to develop a new system which you are going to develop from the scratch, obviously it will take time. It is very basic example I always give you, that about bridge rectifier. Everyone requires bridge rectifier in the project to generate the power supply. If I'll give you 4 diode to build a bridge rectifier, instead if I'll give you one IC, obviously the time required to build a bridge rectifier through one IC will be less as compared to 4 discrete components. This is the advantages of IC, that IC is pre-tested and it is pre-verified and it is given to you, and it will give you the time which will require less. But in another way, suppose you want to develop a bridge rectifier with 4 diode, and in that 4 diode you want to do some changes in any one of the diode due to some reason. One student want to change this diode and remaining 3 diode will remain same. Now this flexibility you cannot achieve with the ready-made IC. For that, what you will have to do? You will have to start from the scratch. So you will have to select 3 different diodes. You will have to understand what could be the specifications of it. You will need to understand what extra thing you want to add and why you want to add. And after that, you can form the bridge rectifier as per your specification. This is the difference between using standard cells and using the full custom IC. In full custom IC, time will be required much more as compared to using standard cell, but flexibility is more over there. Okay. And about advantages and disadvantages, we will once again review these disadvantages from the book Smith. Smith book soft copy is already available. So, and hard copy is also available. So from that you can check the advantages and disadvantages of each types of IC. Even you can mention as an homework to you all. Okay. The next one is the semi-custom ASIC. In semi-custom ASIC, what do you mean by semi-custom ASIC? The name itself says that it is not fully custom. Okay. So let us go to the again the types of ASIC. So this is here your semi-custom ASIC stands. Okay. Something will be ready-made and something will be designer prospect. Okay. So this semi-custom will have the gate arrays and cell based. Before proceeding to semi-custom, we have completed this full custom and programmable IC FPGA. Now at this stage, are you all aware with the FPGA? Yes, you are aware with the FPGA. You are aware with the programmable FPGA. So now you have already worked on this FPGA flow. So you are aware with the FPGA, you are aware with this particular part as well, as you have worked on very small design. ठीक है, लेकिन उसके जो डिटेल स्टेप्स होते हैं वो हमें इस सेमेस्टर पढ़ने हैं, इस सब्जेक्ट में पढ़ने हैं. सेमी कस्टम आईसी, गेट अरेज, सेल बेस्ड. नाउ these types, please note down these types. What are these types? Channeled, channelless, standard cell and micro cell. What these types are and how these types are different from each other, that we have to study. Now here we were talking about the semi-custom ASIC, and in this semi-custom ASIC what is important? Something will be ready-made for you and something flexibility will be given to you. So for creating this type of ASIC logic cells are used. Which kind of logic cells are used? Standard cell library, mega cell, maybe full custom block, maybe system level micros, functional standard blocks or core, etc. You can use any one of this. Again, turning to our previous example, that if you want to if you want to build a block A, which will have the three blocks XYZ, name XYZ, then it may possible that suppose X is your related to clock generator. X is related to your clock generator. So what you will do, instead of developing new clock generator, you are going to use the ready-made cell which is available to generate a clock. So X will be given to you as a ready-made standard cell. It is called a standard cell. Now this standard cell can be developed by you maybe in your previous project, or this standard cell may be purchased from any other vendor, or this standard cell may be from the other EDA company. So do you understand how this system works? So this all comes under the semi-custom part. Okay. Now proceed further. In this semi-custom part, just go through the words which we have given over here. Standard cells are built like a small bricks in wall. Standard cell group fit horizontally. Flexible blocks are built by stacking rows vertically. So there are two things in the standard cell. Now what is the CBIC? CBIC is cell-based integrated circuit. CBIC, cell-based integrated circuit. It have the standard cell in horizontal as well as in the vertical manner. Now again it have its advantages and few disadvantages. After we will reach to that slide afterward. Before that, let me tell you about few gate array based ASIC. So this is gate array based ASIC. You could see here three diagrams. What these three diagrams are representing? Tell me. The first diagram is representing few cells are there horizontally. There is some gap in between two horizontal cells. Okay. Something which is called as base cell, something which is called as channel. What the second diagram is representing? No channels are there, only your base cells are present, right? What the third diagram is representing? Base cell is present along with the custom block. So these three types are which? Channeled, channelless and structure. So if we again go to the ASIC design types of ASIC, then channeled, channelless and you can call standard cell. Okay. So cell based ASIC, CBIC. Right now we discuss about CBIC. That CBIC is your cell based ASIC. Okay. And gate array mein there are two, channeled and channelless. Okay. So these are the types of channel. This is the channel, this is the channelless, and here is the custom block, which is also called as structured gate array, And now each gate array advantages and disadvantages are given. So after that we are going to talk about the design flow. Okay. So design flow we will start after 1 or 2 minutes.